What's good, everyone? Scotty White of World Combat Sports back in the building. You know what it is. Salute to the WCS supporters. You don't have to be day one, but long as you here today, tomorrow, and every other time I tune in, that's what it's about. Appreciate all the support. Share the content. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Have your own opinion and narrative. It's all good because I'm definitely going to have mine. So, getting back to the topic at hand and the heat that went down this weekend. As you read my title, you pretty much understand where I'm going with this today because I love sitting back, listening to a lot of people. When you listen to people, you learn. In order for you to actually just understand certain negative vibes and the way people are very destructive with their thought process when they truly don't want to take from the opposite side of what their narrative is really consistent about. You can learn from them because that's what politics is about. You can actually listen to the other side, which you really don't support, but you gain an intel and you understanding and listening, and you soak it all in, and then you can pretty much filter it in to what your narrative in the debate's going to be, especially if you have a difference of opinion or you're going against the grain and basically tearing down or giving your own opinion against the current of those individuals. And that tends to be a usual topic on boxing when it comes to debating a narrative. It's bad. I'm gonna tell you right now, the narratives in boxing are extremely degraded to a point where what you expect to come out of a big fight weekend is pretty much dampened by precipitation of sewer water. That sewer water, you're asking yourself, if it's sewer water and it's supposed to be on the ground level, how in the hell is it coming from the top? How is it coming from the sky, the welkin? How is it precipitating from the clouds above? How is it a canopy of precipitated sewer water or fecal matter that's raining on such a damn bright part of boxing? Because the voices, they put it out there, they change the climate, they change the climate, and they put these damn extremely ex parte narratives out there. Now I'm guilty. I'm guilty of one thing when it comes to this shit. I'm guilty of caring enough to care less. I'm serious. I'm guilty of that shit. Of caring enough to care less. Sometimes I get on here, I care enough to care less, and I really don't go into details and really get into the wickets of what I think is just common knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta Davis went in there and finished Leo Santa Cruz. And heading into that fight, he was going in there against a tough Mexican fighter, right? He has his collective divisions, 4 divisions. Salute Cono Local Sports. What's good, man? He has his collective divisions. He's respected. Sitting at the fight, man, they was cheering him on like no other, man. And it was a social distancing capacity in there. They was cheering the hell out of freaking Leo Santa Cruz. I got a chance to, see Leo walk down the aisle, man. Proud, see his father by his side. That Mexican love, that family love going on, that bond. Yeah, man, it was great. Then I saw Tank come out. Man, he's dressed in the Mexican colors. Man, he looked like he ready to go. Of course, he has a little baby rapping next to him, if I'm correct. He has his people with him. Floyd, of course, Floyd was I would say about 50 feet in front of him. Floyd is always going to come out first. You know what I'm saying? That's what Floyd does. But the whole vibe and the energy this weekend was great. That's what boxing, bringing back the live gate, the first really live gate since the shutdown, was supposed to be this weekend. It's supposed to bring back that energy that we all was expecting, that we used to, just last year, just the early part of this year. So Gervonta goes in there and fight a very entertaining fight along with Leo Santa Cruz. And I know people always want to take it the wrong way when you say it's better if you saw it in person instead of just on the screen, because it's a lot of behavior and mannerisms and reactions that you can take a peek at that's actually going on in the fight. I was as close to the fight as I can possibly get, because that's what I'm in the building to do. And if I'm able to recon myself to that position, even though it's social distance, that's what I do. And I'm gonna tell you, once that second round was over and Gervonta slowly start applying a different type of offensive strategy, y'all need to respect that man for what he was able to do. Because I'm out here hearing so much negative criticism that I can't even consider constructive. And the first thing that I'm comparing it to in reality is the same thing that happened with Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. Man, y'all was showing Lomachenko so much love. That man can do no wrong, man. He can sit atop the pound for pound list and fight whoever he freaking feel like, and y'all show him love. Nothing but love. Leo Santa Cruz come here. A lot of people, Leo Santa Cruz, he's gonna be a tough opponent. Gervonta outside the ring, he's ballooning up. He may not be that disciplined. I even made those sentiments before, right? But he was down in camp in Vegas with Floyd most of the time, so they made sure that he kept his appointments and he showed up to the gym. He did the road work, and you saw him go in there and balance the scales the right way. But when you hear people out here saying that Leo Santa Cruz fought somebody for a vacant belt and that Gervonta Davis is basically a 35er, well, let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. Why aren't you complaining about Rigondeaux? The same Rigondeaux that was moving up 2 weight classes to face someone who's his equal compeer in the Olympic pedigree. Yeah, Rigondeaux, Lomachenko. They somewhat have equal credentials, okay? I'm not talking about the number of amateurs fight they had. I'm just saying amateur Olympic pedigree, right? We like to bring that to the grand scale of things. But they're not saying anything about Rigondeaux, who dropped down to bantamweight and picked up a title. So what I'm hearing about Gervonta Davis is the fact that he went down there and potentially picked on a smaller Leo Santa Cruz. Now let me try to separate. Let me try to feed something to you, right? Let me try to feed this to you. Feed this visual. I'm feeding this visual to you. I'm at the fight. Leo Santa Cruz was bigger than Gervonta Davis in the ring. I'm not going to put fact on the end of it. I'm not going to dress it up with an exclamation. I'm telling you, Leo Santa Cruz is a bigger fighter that night. And of course, I have to refresh the memories of those individuals who always say that Gervonta Davis is so short, he's so small. You even heard some of his divisional freaking compeers say the same shit about Gervonta. He's small, right? But when he goes in here against Leo Santa Cruz, I'm goddamn hearing this damn narrative play out that he's going down to face somebody 130. What's more difficult? Somebody come see you or you come see them? It all depends if you're going up in weight or down in weight, right? So wouldn't it be more difficult for somebody who has been accused of having a lack of discipline to go down in weight when he has missed the scale? People, am I not, look, I really don't try to go around the carousel, man, because I care less, I care more to care less with this narrative. Some people love explaining and hear themselves talk and try to give you this motherfucking logical tutorial, and we ain't asking you for that shit. We're asking you off the common standpoint that's been said over and over again about Gervonta Davis missing weight. Where did the hell he lose his titles at? Where did Gervonta Davis goddamn lose his title on scales? Where? Has he not had a history of missing weight? So how is he all of a sudden going to drop down and face Leo Santa Cruz because he's been under his mentor this fight camp? And all of a sudden he gets no credit for making weight. Man, y'all are absolutely destroying. You are absolutely destroying the integrity of this damn new media shit. A lot of people don't want to take it serious because everybody in their own type of way, shape, or form, they want to spin that shit in a toilet bowl. And what you're going to get is going to be shit every single time. It doesn't matter if it's not any goddamn fecal matter floating around on the surface. Still, motherfuckers taking a shit and spinning the same narrative. You ain't trying to give this man no fucking credit. Nothing. You saying he dropping down and facing a smaller Leo Santa Cruz. How many fights did Gervonta have at 35? How many fights? If you're gonna say that, oh, he was at one, Leo Santa Cruz fought how many times in 130? He fought one time. He did this. He picked up the title. What the fuck did Gervonta do? Wasn't he the same one down here in ATL fighting for a freaking title at 35? Wasn't he the same one in Baltimore? Him and Gamboa fighting on the same card to build up this fight for Atlanta that happened in December last year. I truly don't get what this shit has become. Y'all trying to make talking about boxing a cactus bed. Y'all want motherfuckers to lay down and think your narrative is posturepedic. When motherfuckers are bleeding from every which way and how. They losing blood on this shit. And it's not the typical blood. It's the shit that's dripping out your ear. You know, the type of blood that you like to talk about when it comes to Deontay Wilder. It's pitiful. So you mad because boxers don't want to come on and talk? This is the reason why they don't want to come on new media and talk. They don't want to hear 1 minute you sitting up here telling them something and they're really thinking you fucking with them, and then turn around and they do something amazing. And then you up here excoriating them on social media. I'm not trying to use $5 words, man, because I don't know that much English. I try to speak it, but sometimes I just get it. Nah, man, you know, it's like sometimes I care more and I leave out the less. Today I'm caring more because the narratives that's out there that's putting the umbrella over Gervonta Davis' victory. When he went in there once again, he knocked out Gamboa in 12 rounds at 35, went the furthest he ever went. He drops down in weight after missing weight at that weight before repeat. And people are acting like, well, you know what? We're going to basically devalue that whole entire situation because Tank's shining right now. I want people to tune in because I'm going against what everybody else is expecting. It's unfortunate that I'm looking around and I'm seeing the usual. I'm seeing individuals that's willing to say, you know what? If it's not the fighter I truly support, fuck them. I'm not talking about them in a positive light. I'm just going to freaking, keep it dense, vague. I'm going to be very critical. It's going to be very little constructiveness in it. And that's the way I'm going to keep it for views. I won't sell myself out ever like that shit. Never. I don't care who I support. I'm telling you, if you don't think in one way, shape, or form that what Gervonta did yesterday was an amazing feat for him as a fighter, going in there defeating a 2-division champion like Leo Santa Cruz, who was respected. He was never stopped. Never. Leo Santa Cruz has never been stopped. Not even just that, people. Leo Santa Cruz has never faced a finishing punch with an uppercut as he did that night. When I heard his body drop, when I heard Leo Santa Cruz's body drop, I thought Leo was gone. Leo Santa Cruz hit the canvas right in front of his father over there in his corner. I don't really put all this type of religion or all this spiritual stuff together, but things was really getting bad over there in the corner for Leo when he went over to his corner. And then when Gervonta started baiting him, and I saw Gervonta baiting him to get that right, get him to send that right hand down again, you can just sense something was about to happen because he was just standing there. He was just, pulling with that touch. He was just pulling with him a little bit. Okay, boom, boom. He shot the right. Gervonta kind of lightly parried it, and then he sent the right. He said, okay, he's still here. Let me send another line. Let me line him up. Gervonta, man, slipped it to the left and shot that left uppercut. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, man. Leo Santa Cruz was out. Leo Santa Cruz was absolutely unconscious. And Gervonta Davis gets no credit? Y'all motherfuckers are absolutely racist yourself. Y'all are some prejudiced, discriminatory type of individuals. You have a voice. Thank God for the Constitution and amendments. But y'all abusing that shit. Somebody need to goddamn, hey, put y'all on time release motherfucking freedom of speech. Y'all motherfuckers out here just having fun going against the grain just because. That's what y'all doing. You don't see any freaking excitement. You don't see any credibility to give Tank for finishing Leo Santa Cruz in dominating fashion the way he did. I said he was going to stop him at 8 or 9. He stopped him in the 6. I mean, do y'all understand that to say he's dropping down in weight and believe that Leo Santa Cruz was a smaller guy that night? Leo Santa Cruz was the bigger guy in the ring. When he was giving Gervonta the work, I was saying, we was having a conversation. I know y'all thought Gervonta got knocked down. I know you did. I know you haters out there thought Gervonta was getting that work in. Leo Santa Cruz is giving him the smoke. Yeah, y'all was hopping. Oh, Gervonta's down. Gervonta's down. Nah, motherfucker, he slipped. It wasn't just a slip. He was tripped, entangled, and on the leg of Leo Santa Cruz. That's why the referee waved it off. The referee didn't wave it off because it was Mayweather promotion and Mayweather sitting ringside. It wasn't a knockdown. But you had people up there hooting and hollering, and I know they was over here, doing a live screen. Oh, he got knocked down. Tank gonna lose. Tank gonna lose. See, that shit catching up to him. Nope, not at all, people. Because I already told you, Gervonta Davis, outside of being a savage, he is an absolute technical boxer. He is a dog. Tank Davis is cut and forged from a different type of material that you can only go through the experience to earn that metal. You can't pick that up just walking down the street and stand out the fire. You got to be the one to walk through the door while that shit is burning hot. That's what Tank experienced growing up. But to see people just discriminate against this man because of his personal life, without, look, these are individuals who say they dive back into the scriptures and the history of boxing. They're the historians and everything, right? But they don't understand domestic violence, criminality, and everything else with the justice system has been going on for the test of time with these fighters. Tank Davis isn't the first one to get in trouble. But what does that have to do with him going in here and putting on a performance and knocking out Leo Santa Cruz? And kudos to Leo Santa Cruz being in good health right now. These fighters go through a lot. But this fight right here shouldn't have had nothing to do with discrimination, racism, when people want to sit up here and show favoritism towards their fighter. And then when he gets knocked out, they try to devalue the knockout by coming up with some off the wall donkey piss type narratives. I'm talking about the donkey piss that's been sitting out there in a bucket, flies taking a shit in it, other farm animals taking a shit in that motherfucker. It's donkey piss narratives. The taste isn't an acquired one. Hey, you taste it right off the back. For those of you that like sipping out of it, it's going to be acerbic, right? Why do you continue to sour the sport of boxing with extremely exploitative narratives, pedal pushing a carousel for people to turn back around and come back and visit while they thinking, oh man, well, let's see what so-and-so got to say. And instead of, if the boxer is not your favorite boxer, you go absolutely against anything they did right. That's not covering the sport of boxing. That's just fucking off, to be honest. That's just you out here just having fun at your leisure, fucking off the sport. I'm not saying everything that I put out here is perfect. I'm not on here all the time. I'd rather do what I do and show up on site and cover the sport that way rather than being online. That's just me. That's not to knock anybody else. But it's a lot to learn when you go to the fight itself. It's so much as you can see through the ropes that's not shown on TV. I'm seeing every part of it. And Tank did an amazing job. Leo Santa Cruz did an amazing job until he was knocked out. Man, shout out to Colonel Local Sports, man, the real one in the building. I know he real because he got a fucking wrench. Alexander, what's good, man? IB, what's up? What's good? Anthony Jones in the back building. What's good, everybody? I thought the same until I seen him breathing. That was scary. KO. I'm trying to tell people, like, we can talk about it all day long. People act like you can't sit up here and have a heart about these fighters, but yet you're trying to get them to do an interview. You see them in person. You say, oh, there goes so and so, and the real ones that have their people to tune in, they'll find out who you are, especially if you're media. But the topic at hand today is boxing races talk about the sport, not compete in it. Most of the races, in my opinion, that deals with the sport of boxing are the ones that's talking about it. They're not competing. They're not lacing up. You have so many facets of ethnicities that compete in the sport of boxing, and it's a brutal sport. If you mad at another race, do you think people take up and start training the sport of boxing? Oh man, goddamn, I've been waiting for this time right here. In the old country road, I was punching trees, only dark trees. And right now, I'm about to get paid to do it. It's about that time. I'm getting paid to punch them dark trees. Shit, I think I got a pretty good right. And goddamn it, my left is gonna shut out the lights. It's time. You think that conversation actually happens? No, people ain't trying to lace up and go in here and feel that. It's not happening, people. People who are extremely racist and prejudiced, they're not trying to go into a gym every day knowing that their sparring partners might be black, their sparring partners might be white, Mexican, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Russian, Filipino, it don't matter, Korean. They're not going in there because when you go to a school, you're going to have to basically spar with all types from different walks of life. But there's too many damn media out here that are the racists. They're the true racists. You're the true racists. You're the ones who go against the grain for fun. You're the one who want to contaminate. You pour shit in the current so it can float downstream. Yes. When I really care more, I give you what you want. But like I said, sometimes I care more to care less. I don't even put much effort into really spinning it. But tonight I am, because it does boxing the injustice that Tank Davis is not getting credit. And you want to talk about all the shit he's done, and then leading up to the fight, talking about how he's undisciplined. And this is going to be the fight that, he get exposed, and the discipline of him being undisciplined is going to basically be his Achilles heel. You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to give him credit for Gamboa. So it was multiple platforms out here not giving him, because Gamboa had an Achilles. But I was at the fight. Gamboa was still moving. I was at the fight. Gamboa was freaking moving around, man. He was cutting the corners. When he had to move, he moved. When he chose to stay in the pocket, he did. But you walk out there and say Gamboa had one leg. You can't compare Gamboa to Joseph Benavidez. Joseph Benavidez got shot up in his right leg, man. It was bad. It's a difference. So the word is, Deontay Wilder finally came out. Deontay Wilder finally came out, because everybody was like, why is he so solid? Why is he so quiescent? And he's used to being the boisterous, vociferous type of individual who's outspoken all the time. Why is he so quiet after losing February 22nd of 2020? Why hasn't he been out here on the microphone? Why isn't he speaking to the people about the situation with Fury? And what did I say? I say, so if a man was booed in his own country, he goes in there and loses his title, why and what facet does he owe us anything to go back and talk just so you can tear it down, strip it? Just take it to the core. Just break it all the way down, peel back the onion all the way to the core. And then instead of you finding some substance to it, you smash it, you drive your heel in it. But you was asking for that shit though. You said, where's Deontay Wilder? Why? Yeah, it's fucked up. Oh, he's not mentally, strong. He's broken. He's a broken man. Where the fuck do you get off? Do y'all individuals understand what you sound like? Where do you get off saying Deontay Wilder is mentally disabled from one fight with Fury when he's been in the hurt business for quite some time, people? The man was able to amass 42 victories and 41 knockouts. With that draw, of course, right? So how all of a sudden, if he's coming out and he's telling you things, if he's basically telling you things that's been spoken about on social media for months, you've heard it on the platforms, you drop your super chats to them, you basically heard it all over, you heard us talk about it, you hit the like button, everything, you tuned into it. Then he comes out and make a short video clip, and then you act like he's speaking Swahili. Oh shit, Deontay Wilder's coming out. Finally, he's coming out. Oh, I just think he's making up excuses. But wasn't you the same person that was wanting him to come out and talk? You was encouraging it. You was advocating for it. When is he gonna come out? You was you was eagerly waiting. When is Deontay Wilder gonna make an appearance? He makes an appearance, and you say he make an excuse. He's coming up with all these points of which you say conspiracy. But for him, there was points that could have took his life. So everybody wants to talk about him not coming out since February, right? So therefore, if you're gonna give him a timeline of several months that went by and you didn't hear him talk to the public, but when he finally comes out and speak, you basically sum it all up and put it in a shoebox as him making excuses. Like, why in the hell is he making excuses? His belt is no longer around his waist. He's not in the possession of it, y'all. So how in the hell Deontay Wilder is making excuses several months. And also, he was supposed to be in a contractual agreement for a trilogy. And it seems like that has since faltered. So what would the excuse have to do with him going in there for a trilogy? The fact was, we witnessed the punishment on TV. Another fact is, if Deontay Wilder said that he didn't feel that type of power and strength in the first fight, then why is it wrong for him to give you logic when a lot of y'all sit up here and say that that's what you all about? You all about speaking logic. And you go on about this rant and rave about a tutorial that we're not asking you for. What's wrong with the champ saying, if you follow boxing, right, you peel back the scriptures and you can bring up this fight, that fight, and you can make comparisons. If you're that individual, right, what's so hard about you doing the same for this? If you really follow the sport of boxing, if you hardcore boxing head, when does a fighter pick up power like Tyson Fury to go in there and cause destruction like he did on Deontay Wilder? Why wasn't Tyson Fury basically delegating that same destruction on Otto Wallin? Why didn't he reciprocate that same type of destruction? Oh, I know what you're gonna say. Freddie Roach wasn't enough in the first fight. The legend Freddie Roach, he wasn't enough. Wasn't Freddie Roach in the motherfucking corner? Freddie Roach must have had a different game plan. You leave the egg weights out. No, I don't do that. Put the glove on all the way, Tyson. Put the glove on all the way. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight fair. All right. I don't do all that crunk shit. All right. Don't. My reputation's on the line. Same thing I said about Manny Pacquiao's water. I never knew what was in that special cup they had, but God damn it, you're not gonna bring egg whites in there and shit. This ain't breakfast time. No, you're not gonna do that shit. And I say that because somebody say, what's egg whites? What's wrong with Deontay Wilder bringing up the fact that he fired Mark Breland? Once again, you're talking about individuals who's on the outside looking in, because some of us have the opportunity to recon. Some of us have been blessed enough to make entry inside the fight camp. Okay, and I'm not being braggadocious. I said it wasn't easy, but I'm just saying some of us had the opportunity, right? So y'all coming up saying, "Oh, he should have never fired Mark Breland." What in the hell do you know Mark Breland to do? Like, I'm not discounting him as a person, because every time I see him, he's a cool cat. Like, he's so low key that you barely hear Mark Breland say anything. But when it comes to Deontay Wilder making a grown man decision, he's the fighter. Why wasn't it efficacious enough for you all to think that that's the way he felt about the tower going into the ring? Okay? And they had already spoken about it. At no point in time, I don't want you throwing that towel in the ring. I'm going out on my shield. I'm going out like Leo Santa Cruz, okay? And this is why I said, y'all the racists who talking about the sport. Y'all are. Y'all are. You know why you are? Because I don't hear y'all talking about Leo Santa Cruz and the punishment he was taking. What round Deontay Wilder got stopped in? What round Leo Santa Cruz gets stopped in? I didn't hear y'all ranting and raving against Cepeda and Baranchik when they was having multiple knockdowns. I didn't see y'all up there talking about, oh, the corner should have stopped. Where was Mark Breland? But y'all fake ass people, man, y'all want to get on here and talk about that was the worst thing he could have did with fire Mark Breland, because Mark threw in the towel and potentially he may have been allegedly had something to do with something dealing with his water, which, I'll just keep it where it is. It's outside my scope of understanding. But Deontay Wilder is indeed the fighter. JD's was the one that seen him day one, not Mark Breland. Mark Breland didn't bring Deontay Wilder to JD's camp. Why isn't the fighter able to make decisions? Or, oh, my fault. This particular fighter in Deontay Wilder, because y'all want him to be some dumb Negro sitting to the side waiting for the orders. Why isn't it beneficial for Deontay Wilder to make a decision which benefits his career? I'm not missing anything. Y'all choose collectively to sit up here and gripe and complain about Deontay firing Mark Breland when you really haven't had any type of internal insight as to what's going on in the camp. If Deontay Wilder thought it was efficacious, then what? If it was efficacious for him to do it, he did it. He's the fighter. You trying to say, oh, just shut up and go in there and box. I don't want you to talk about anything else. Just shut up and go in there and box. That's what you get paid to do. You don't get paid to think. You don't get paid to make decisions. You get in there and you leave it all in the line, and you take the bumps and bruises, you split the ropes and go home to your family. By God, that's what a prize fight is for. I'm sorry, that's not. Man, y'all up here tearing down these fighters, man. I'm not feeling some type of way about it. I'm just up here giving my point. It's not directed at anybody in particular, because there's too many voices out there that's doing the same thing. I just think it's absolutely, it undervalues what the representation should be here on social media when it comes to these fighters, because you have plenty of people that come out of prison and fight. There's no way that Deontay Wilder, there's no way that Gervonta Davis, there's no way that Teofimo Lopez should receive the type of heat. How is a fighter, if we don't have a sport full of killers? They're not breeding these motherfuckers on the set of Avatar. They don't have motherfuckers hooked up to a machine going out here trying to create. This ain't Jurassic Park where they cloning hybrids and shit. We don't have a whole lineup, a platoon of killers, man. The sport isn't digested that way. It isn't reproduced that way. You don't have people hooked up to damn wires, having fluids injected, them creating some type of freaking nucleus. That's not the way the sport works. So you're going to have some fighters that have some good performances and bad performances. But what we've seen with Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko is great. What we've seen with Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz was great. The performance that Tyson Fury put on Deontay Wilder was great enough to pick up the belt. Even though there are some unanswered questions, that's why Deontay came out. That was the whole reason for him coming out. You have so many people that's looking at a guy who has absolutely no criminal record, who did something honorably to start boxing for the sport for his daughter, right? And then he still is shunned and ostracized, primarily by his own people, because of the way he looks as like a basketball player who's been able to dominate the sport of boxing. But hold up. I said dominate. Damn. I forgot. The temporaries out there say that Deontay never fought anybody. He ain't fought nobody. But you take one of the boringest fights, some will call it ring IQ. It's according to, what type of person you're talking to, that, Tyson Fury was able to go in there and pick up the belts. Oh, he had the master plan. Oh, all of a sudden, Christian Hammer, he's pinning the motherfucking drug test. He's pinning the drug test. But since you have an appeal in, you can go ahead and fight again. That's the fucked up aspect of boxing, y'all. It has too many loopholes and crevices that a boxer can sneak into to get away with certain things. And if you pending any type of findings, you shouldn't be allowed to box. In MMA, when you saw the bust John Jones, at the picograms, he gets suspended. They have since changed that to the point where they are able to do further investigation to find out if the fighter himself willingly, him or herself, willingly ingested a banned substance without suspending them like they used to. That's called research. But back over to boxing. He was guilty. And he ended up departing the sport. And then he returns talking about a mental illness. But no one talks about the cheat. I do. Tyson Fury is a cheat. He's a freaking cheat. Tyson Fury is a freaking cheat. And y'all need to take a deep breath and understand that if you're willing to support a cheat, but yet Deontay Wilder has never been caught for cheating, but yet you're up here whining and complaining, bitching, and talking about the man making excuses after you was beckoning. Deontay, where Deontay at, man? Man, where the brother at, man? We just waiting for the brother, man. Where he at? Anybody heard from him? Have you talked to him? Hey, y'all heard from him? Anybody, talk to his camp? Man, that was fucked up. He fired Mark Breland, man. Oh, by the way, did you hear what freaking Malik Scott put out? He was talking about an autopsy. Don't an autopsy mean somebody have to be posthumous? They have to be dead, right? Deontay ain't dead, but he looked dead in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's shit like that that fighters be listening to. That they get around this type of aura to say, you know what, these motherfuckers truly don't appreciate me. These motherfuckers are absolutely racist. And we're talking about our own people. Yeah, you can be black and be racist towards your own people, man. Do enough research and dive deeper into it. We can be our own worst enemy and tearing and not trusting one another, period. I can say as a black man, and that's what it is. We know it's true. Don't come up here and try to goddamn, shred the narrative down. That never happened. Yeah, it's happened. Look around. Look at the businesses. Look at everything that's out there. Boxing too. The way y'all get up here and pick and choose on what black fighter you want. I'm not saying blacks are the only one to do. There's plenty of races out there that's prejudiced towards boxing. But to this right here, how do these fighters win over the hearts and basically touch us enough to speak clearly and concise about something positive that they did in the ring? How do they win us over? How are their performance all over? It's all over TV. But yet you have new media up here just talking shit. Tank Davis was fighting a 130-pounder. So freaking what? Y'all act like Tank never even fought at 130. How did he not drop the title on the scales? Has he not had weight issues at that weight? So what are y'all talking about? He had a huge monetary penalty if he was to miss weight for this fight. 2 belts was on the line. The last individuals who did it was Sugar Ray Leonard and Donnie Lennon, and then Mayweather and Maidana. So how are these fighters supposed to win though? Is Gervonta knocked this dude clean out with an uppercut heard around the world? How is he to win? When you up here goddamn downgrading him, damn excoriating the man. Just criticizing him. Just saying he went in there and you wasn't at the fight. Leo Santa Cruz was the bigger man in the ring. Leo Santa Cruz was freaking touching Gervonta up. So in one narrative, you want to say Gervonta was getting touched up, but then he knocks him out. You want to say, oh, he didn't really do anything special. Man, you a fool. Y'all a fool for saying that bullshit. If you believe Gervonta did nothing special that night, then you might as well just trash your motherfucking keyboard, put your hands behind your back, gather up enough speed, just start sprinting, close your eyes and run into a wall. Because you don't need to remember shit you're talking about right now. Just forget about it. Just put your hands behind your back, close your eyes and sprint. I'm pretty sure you can find a wall somewhere close to where you at, preferably brick mortar. Because it makes absolutely no sense that you're talking about the man got touched up. Teofimo Lopez was touched up by Lomachenko in the 8th and 11th round. But yet, just because he didn't get the job done, you actually believe there was a shoulder issue? And you take away and discredit Teofimo Lopez from picking up the belts because Lomachenko want to run to the motherfucking urgent care? Please operate. Put some marker. Please put marker on my shoulder with fake stitches so I can look like I had surgery. Please do it for me. Please. I have nothing. I have nothing. I have nothing. I used to have the WBC. No longer WBC. And WBA, WBO, and I was coming to get the IBF, but that's over. The ring, everything is just going downhill for me, brother. Help me out, brother. So, put some incisions so we can take this picture so I can post it and look very, very sad because it was a sad day. I gave away the first half of the fight. I surely did. I gave away first half of the fight. I don't know what to do now, except, I want you to get makeup artists and put some incisions around my shoulder, take picture. I look sad, post it so they can start feeling sympathy for me to keep me on the pound for pound list. Yeah, I said it. Y'all show Lomachenko mad love. This dude goes in there and get his ass handed to him. But y'all ain't talking about him being on the pound for pound list? Racist. Just like Tyrone Woodley say, racist. Y'all racist, man. Y'all are racist too. Y'all don't want to talk about what freaking Vasily Lomachenko still on pound for pound list? What belts are he holding? What belts? What are we talking about? He still got a featherweight belt? What? You got belts in the living room and you still good? How is he still on the pound for pound list? How is Vasily Lomachenko on the pound for pound list, y'all? Please tell me. Just help me understand that. How is he on the ring pound for pound? And I know, that's a little bit off topic, but let me get back. Salute to Deontay Wilder, for coming out and finally speaking about the matter. But yet, of course, like I said before, the ears that were listening in, they really don't appreciate the shit he was talking about. They don't care. They don't really care what they're talking about, man. Like Anthony Jones say, fake fans. But Jones, if they fans, are they, you know what I'm saying? If they fake, are they truly fans though? You know what I mean? What are they a fan of? I don't know what they're a fan of. If you discredit the man's every move and who he's faced in the ring in the heaviest division when he was one of the lightest fighters in boxing, what are you a fan of? The narrative? I think that's what it is. I think a lot of people out here are a fan of the narrative, and they have the right to FOS, man. You have the right to FOS. You do. You have the right. But also you have the right for criticism also, because a lot of you all was asking for Wilder to come out. He came out. Now you're saying, Oh, well, he's making. How's it an excuse that he don't have the belt? He doesn't have a trilogy. He's just telling you his timeline of events. So freaking what he fired Mark Breland. You don't know. You haven't been to a camp. For those of you that haven't, Mark Breland, he wasn't in there jumping up on the ring apron giving instructions like that. I've been there before. Mark is on deck, but he wasn't jumping up there. He went in there. I even put up video. He went in there and held the mitts, but he wasn't out there belting instructions all the time, man. Up on the ring apron in the corner, giving instructions like that. Time the bell ring. I'm being honest with you. He wasn't doing that. Look at my videos. Receipts are motherfucker. People tend to ignore receipts because they say, oh, man, once again, being a racist. That motherfucker went over there to the camp. And all he talk about is going to the camp. Well, if I can't tell you about something I actually witnessed physically, visually, being on site, then what are you looking for? What are you looking for me to say? If I'm talking about, strictly from the source being an experience, what do you want me to say? There's nothing you want me to say. It's just you are not willing to understand that I may be telling you some truth. I did not hear Mark Breland voicing commands like that when Deontay Wilder was in sparring, when Deontay Wilder was training. That's fact. Undeniably, I'm telling you with all honesty, I did not hear his voice over everybody else giving Deontay Wilder command. Now, like I said, he did hold mitts. So did JD's. But when it comes down to it, why are you all complaining about Deontay Wilder coming out here finally talking? I'm gonna let that rest on you though. But back to the topic at hand about all these fighters being criticized. What more? What do you want from them? How are they ever gonna be considered great amongst their fans if y'all sitting up here talking about they ain't fighting nobody? Who the fuck are you fighting? You fighting to come up with another damn dirty ass narrative like a prostitute. You down here walking those narratives up and down the street, and they just keep on getting dirty and funkier every time you open your mouth to talk about it. When you gonna clean that shit up? I'm just saying, when? If these fighters, if you're gonna look at their resume, who they fight, even the fighters with top names on them, y'all want to criticize. But you selected from who you criticizing. Because, Errol Spencer's coming back soon. But the guy he's fighting lost to the guy he beat. He lost to the guy he beat. I don't hear people jumping up and down in a cactus bed complaining about Danny Garcia. I mean, who else? Oh, we want to talk about Alexander Usyk. All y'all was hyping up Usyk. Oh, he's forming unified. Oh man, let's see. He deserves to be up there at the pound for pound in a division that's like a goddamn old school. I mean, a warehouse that was struck heavy by the pandemic, and you going in there, and you see empty boxes laying around. That's somewhat like freaking the cruiserweight division. People pull up to it and say, "Oh man, that's a Best Buy right there." Man, it looks a little dark. Let me go ahead and put my hand up in the window and see how many patrons are in there. And you don't see shelves. You don't see shit. Usyk finally went up here and fought somebody like Chisora, and we already know Chisora. He's about that business. He about that. I don't hear y'all in here complaining about and criticizing the shit out of Alexander Usyk. I just don't hear it, man. I don't fucking hear it. I don't, man. It's only so much I can get from verbal tutorials when people are saying they're going around here and they breaking down shit with logic and all that. Look, you can talk as if you understand what logic is, and you can spin that motherfucker like a carousel in a goddamn vacant carnival. After a while, the shit gets fucking old to watch. We're not even talking about listening, but to watch the shit as if it's refreshing. No, it's the same shit. You're being derogatory about a simple explanation. All you have to do is accredit somebody when they do something good in the sport of boxing, since you call yourself a boxing head, all of you out there. Why criticize the shit out of these fucking fighters, especially the black fighters? Y'all not giving these neighboring fighters that type of heat. Y'all want to sit up here and coddle Vasily Lomachenko when he lost to Teofimo. Then y'all want to dog out Teofimo Lopez as if he didn't beat the top two pound for pound. And now Teofimo Lopez, he's sitting at number 6. And then somehow, some way, Lomachenko drops from 2nd to number 7, where Gennady Golovkin used to be. How is that fucking possible, dog? How are you gonna slide Naoya Inoue up there behind Canelo Alvarez? How are we grading this shit? Y'all are not bitching and complaining about that. But you always have Terrence Crawford in your mouth. He's still sitting at number 3. So somebody see value in keeping Terrence Crawford up there. But right behind Terrence Crawford is Alexander Usyk, who hasn't really did anything fucking special since he came to the heavyweight division. But he was number 5. He's number 4 right now. He's right behind Terrence Crawford. And man, oh man, I don't know what it is. They love some Juan Francisco Estrada. 41-3, 28 KOs, man. They love this dude because they will not move him from number 8, period. But let me tell you, they absolutely put Lomachenko, number 7. I want to send a search and rescue out there and try to find those belts. I'm talking about the ones that's required that for some type of criteria to be on this list. How is he still a resident of this list? And we're not talking about all that damn, format, protocol, and what the prerequisites are. It's no fucking prerequisites except favorite, biased boards and individuals who think alike. They're forced to think alike due to the influence to keep their job, and they come up with these lists. This whole list now, when you're talking about, it's got 2 black fighters on it. 2 black fighters. So what? So what the black media do? Some of them, they pick and choose which black fighter they want to support. They don't do that with the European fighters. They praise them. They give them all the plaudits to fill their tummy and appetite. They cup runneth over. Every time that particular boxer want to go to that cup is full, is running over. Because they're basically blessing me with all this freaking nutrients of praise. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, only 2 black fighters. And we know how many freaking black fighters hold belts in this sport. But see, they pick and choose. Which one do I want? Oh shit, let's go with Errol Spence. Let's go with Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford, he's a 3-division champion. But yet, every time his undisputed come up, they want to say he didn't do anything to get it. Well, are you looking at what Inoue? I mean, he defeated Jason Maloney. He stopped him. Oh, is it because Jason Maloney only had 1 defeat walking up in there? Who is Jason Maloney besides his DNA structure? It must be cool to have a brother that look like you. But what has he done? Has he went over there and fought John Casimiro? Has he turned to his right and fought Nordino Bali? Oh no, Nonito Donaire is scheduled to face Nordino Bali. So potentially they can have another big rematch on the horizon for the unified titles. I don't see anybody talking about that against Inoue. Oh, hi, wakananai. Hi. Gomenasai. Gomenasai. Wakanimasen. Nobody's talking about Inoue. Nobody. What about his competition? Nobody's really talking about, is it special? Because y'all up here saying a 4 division champion like Leo Santa Cruz, that ain't nothing special for Gervonta Davis to knock out in 6th round the way he did. That knockout will always be on the highlight reel. And just the other day, what was they criticizing me for? Because I said like Gervonta Davis is like the 2nd hardest puncher in boxing. I said it. I've been saying it for quite some time behind Deontay Wilder. I said it. So at a lighter weight class, he goes in here and destroys the jawline of Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, absolutely obliterates this dude's conscious state. It is much more devastating if you are mere feet away and you hear the punch, you see the punch, and the way he dropped beneath the corner ring buckle in front of his freaking team, motionless. I think his dad reached up there on the apron and touched his son's arm, man. You know, I'm just like processing this shit like the Matrix when I'm looking at it. I think his dad touched his arm when his son saw his son unconscious. It was one of the worst ways you can get fucking knocked out. You know, being his dad has been going through this situation with his health issues and all that. Just like Gary Russell, they came on here and talk about he's been going back and forth to the doctor about his dad. It just gets down to a point where, you know, the criticism is a time and a place for the Ringling Barney Bailey circus, especially when it comes to grown adults. If you basically say and prove that you made it outside the critical period of learning and you know the essentials, stop sitting up here pretending to have a shell of a grown ass adult, but yet you frequent, you monger as an adolescent mentally because you feel good doing it. You feel good mongering down there because there was a time and a place when you was young and you didn't have those responsibilities like you do as an adult. Now you're an adult, you have responsibilities, but yet you want to still kick rocks and play around like it's old times with other grown ass adults when it comes to this boxing shit and just talk nonsense. You don't even want to give these fighters credit. You don't even want to stick it in the chip reader and see what the balance is. You don't even want to credit them what they went in there and prove. You just want to say that Leo Santa Cruz was a smaller fighter. He ain't fought nobody. Who gives a fuck? Nobody's ever going to be good, and it's just going to be able to spin the narrative. The ones that has the followers, it's great. The ones that has the followers and they can spin the narrative and they have people that tune in and do for their channel, cool, that's great. I have absolutely no ill intent. Get it how you live it. Get it how you live it. It's just amazing that it's so easily done. What are you trying to hear? You're trying to hear something that has riveting, suspenseful, freaking drama to it that's way outside the effort of truth, or you want me to create a plot that's very fictional, but yet intriguing, and it piques your interest. So therefore, I can come up with that storyline and feed it to you, even though it's absolutely against what you just witnessed on live television. So you're gonna respect me for that, or you're gonna come over here and say, "Oh well, we really don't mess with WCS like this, so I'm gonna go over here and be critical." But yet I jump on somebody else's channel and play around like you just found out what what a damn Tonka truck was and everything. And let me go out in the yard. Let me load it up. And let me take it to the main highway because I want to see how it looks on the main road. And that's when your ass get ran the fuck over. Adult life is the real life. You cannot sit up here and put those narratives out there that's very underachieving when it comes to people assuming more from you. If a fighter goes out here and do something well in the ring, what's hard about you giving them credit for going out here doing shit? Who gives a fuck who they're associated with? Yeah, he's associated with Floyd Mayweather. People want to hate him. Oh, let me pick and choose a black fighter that means most to me. Why does it have to be like that? Why are you going to pick and choose the favorites at 135 that are black? Well, it's going to be Gervonta or is it going to be Devin Haney? Gervonta or Devin Haney? There's a rivalry there. Who am I going to select? I'm saying to myself, what does it have to do? They're not doing that against Teofimo Lopez. They wasn't doing that when Lomachenko was out there. Lomachenko could do no wrong. Arguably, Lomachenko is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and he has proven himself over and over again. It's a reason why they call him the Matrix, high tech. He has absolutely had an impeccable Olympic pedigree, amassing close to 400 amateur fights. Unbelievable, well-respected as one of the greats to ever do it in the sport of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the former unified champion, two-time Olympic gold standard. He is returning to the ring for Silly. High-tech Lomachenko. Welcome back, Loma. Welcome back. I see your shoulder healed up real nice. And how tough was it to get over that ass whooping that Teofimo Lopez gave you? Why can't we just talk about the ass whooping Lomachenko got and stop being racist about certain fighters, man? The 35-pound division is stacked, but it's only two of the popular names, Gervonta and Devin Haney, and they act like, I can't really. It's easy to choose. You talk boxing, and it's not a choice. You pick the one you want, but yet you accredit the one you accredit both fighters for having a high level boxing skills, and then you talk up the fight to try to make the shit happen. That's beyond logic. It has a bit of common sense in there if you really cover the sport of boxing. It has a bit of common sense in there, don't it? You can sprinkle that shit. Come on, man. What about the welterweight division? Y'all wouldn't dare come at Pacquiao like that. But when Errol Spence, the fighter that they was going for, had an accident, then it's like, well, you want to talk about the man's personal life. But yet you have to understand this. Don't forget I told you. You're always going to have boxers. We're talking about strictly boxing. We don't, I'm not going to basically bleed it over to professional sports, period. You're always going to have boxers who sometime or another gets themselves in trouble. They are being punched in the head. They are in the hurt business. It's been known for boxers to have domestic violence cases. Sugar Ray Robinson used to, punch his wife in front of his kid. He was known to be a domestic abuser, to put his hands on his wife. Boxing, you're getting punched in the head, and sometimes these boxers take it out on their mate. It's nothing new. Some of these boxers get out of prison, get out of jail, and they come to the sport. That is the beauty of boxing with the open door turnstile. It allows you to come in and make a living, and if you're damn good, like we've seen some people that come off, B-hop, and be great at what they do. You have to give them credit for that shit. But why sit up here and be extremely prejudiced and judgmental and denigrate the shit out of Wilder when you was basically calling for him to speak? He speaks, and once again, it's not good enough because we have people that's on a Bloody Mary. They're intoxicated off their own freaking vitriol of a person who hasn't been locked up, who hasn't popped for Pez, who hasn't lost his belt for a drug infraction. He's not sitting up here trying to say, well, tell him that you served me uncastrated wild boar. And, there's a check out there that we supposed to gave you. But since you, fell for the okey doke, we're not going to pay you what you're supposed to. And by the way, you might want to disappear because you never should have came out of hiding to begin with. You don't fuck around with the gypsies. You don't hear that with Deontay Wilder. You don't hear motherfuckers coming out here with stories and say, well, Deontay Wilder dropped out of the shop to get a bike and he took it for a joyride and never returned. Or Deontay Wilder, you saw that video he put out about how to, land that 1-2 on your girl. You know what I'm saying? Where to basically place the punch at. You didn't see that video? You never hear Deontay Wilder out here doing some bullshit like that. But yeah, he gets criticized and ridiculed as if he's a repeat offender. Repeat offender. He gets ridiculed to the highest motherfucking cross. I'm talking about fresh nails. I'm talking about the fresh nails that you pull out that old school freaking wheelbarrow and shit. It's been raining and shit. Them fresh nails, you grab like, God damn, look at all that rust. Them motherfuckers been in there forever. That's the type of shit y'all hammer down into the palm of Deontay Wilder and nail him to the cross with. The fresh ones, fresh off the motherfucking standing water. Y'all nail him to the cross. Somebody grab that bucket of gasoline back there. We still pissed off about you saying the bronze bomb won't catch a body. Somebody grab that gas. But what about Mike Tyson, though? Then he basically, bite off a man's body part. Then he remove cartilage. Then he go to prison. What about Mike Tyson? Wasn't he known to put hands on women? What about Mike Tyson? Oh, well, we like the way he boxed. Deontay Wilder he doesn't box like Mike Tyson. He wasn't giving us the entertainment value that we was looking for. So therefore, he gets a pass, man. And by the way, they really didn't prove that he had a situation with that woman. You know how they be trying to trap these athletes. They was making up excuses, but he went to prison. Mike Tyson is one of the most controversial boxers you will ever run into. And it's good that he settled down. He has his weed dispensary and everything. I ain't hating on the man for making a living. And he's still above water. They still treat him like a god. I've seen it. When Mike Tyson come on deck, man, they still treat him like he's walking down to the ring. That's real. I've seen it with my own eyes. And one thing I respect about Mike Tyson, when you see him, he don't have a motherfucking a perimeter of security. I seen Mike Tyson, he was walking with a female. He's walking with his girl, his wife. That's who he was walking with. Mike walked in the building, had like a cherry suit on, a wine color suit. He wasn't walking with no high-end security. He didn't have 7-foot motherfucking giants that you had to go into the mountains and find. Hello? Is anybody back there? I hear movement. Now, when you see my light, come towards the light, would you? We're looking for some giants to come over to the U.S. and be security for these boxers. Have you reproduced yet? You're a big son of a gun. Have you reproduced? My God, how have you survived out here? I saw the bones, all the mammoth bones out there. So basically you're going out and hunting the mammoth? No wonder they're going extinct. You're up here just goddamn running Rock Shack and killing everything that moves. Listen, this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to get you out of this cave, clean you up. I can't put you on a suit because you're too fucking big. But look, you're still going to be able to walk around and you're going to be in charge of shit. But you're not going to go out here and goddamn be strangling animals and killing your own food. We're going to take you to a nice restaurant and we're going to pay you a salary to protect You know what I mean? You're going to protect now. Stop the killing, protect. Mike Tyson ain't doing that shit. Mike Tyson be out here rolling solo dolo, man. Mike Tyson's that dude. But still, he has a criminal history. He has a repeat list of criminality and mischief that he's been a part of in his lifetime, people. Y'all have to accept that shit. So when it comes to Deontay Wilder, what the fuck you whining about? What the fuck are y'all whining about? Why are my people so damn, they scrutinize so deep just because the man looked like a basketball player, just because he didn't fit your narrative? When did the heavyweight division become a template as the perfect fighter? Which heavyweight in this era has you looked at and say, oh, that's a perfect structure and template of when I want my fighter to emulate, I want them to look at him right here. Who are we talking about? Because everybody has discrepancies. When Mike Tyson fought his opponent, he's pretty much squared up right in front of him. It was just the point of them having enough cojones and intestinal fortitude to stay right there in the pocket and try to return fire with Mike Tyson because he was knocking motherfuckers clean out. But was his style perfect? No. Is he adored? Is he respected? Yeah, they love Mike. But why don't y'all love Deontay Wilder, though? Do you know how long it's going to be before another U.S. heavyweight champ reign the way he was able to reign for over 5 years? Are you listening? Are you listening? That's all I'm asking you. Do you know how long it's going to take? Y'all putting everything on Jared? Y'all putting everything on him? Who else is out there right now that you think that can reciprocate Deontay Wilder's feat? 10 title defenses, reigning over 5 years, WBC World Heavyweight Champion. Who else is out there that you believe that has what it takes in the next 5 years? Who? Drop the name. Are you speaking of one fighter, Jared Anderson? Are you speaking of one freaking heavyweight? Are you looking at Jarrell Miller? Jarrell Miller stuck in the blocks right now. We're still waiting for him to get out the blocks. Because you leave him in the blocks too long, he finds something to do, and we all know when Big Baby Miller finds something to do, it ain't good. He got too much time on his hand, people. Tony Boswell in the building. Salute to you, man. Kano said Tank is the most dangerous fighter out there. Well, L Dog, look, it's funny, L Dog, you know, that you would say that's all you heard me do, because you're the same one. I guess the Ritalin had worn off, because you say you don't even, you know, check the replay, y'all. You say you don't even freaking look at my channel, bro. So which one is it? It's very contradicting to be on the live thread right now, talking about all I do is dog out non-black fighters, which that's absolutely false. It doesn't matter, you know, what you say. You can sit up here and talk about what I don't do, but you was on record as saying that you don't even, you know, tune in to my channel. So how do you know what I say? You still mad because I supported Teofimo Lopez when you was up here dogging him out? But anyway, this is not about you, because you're not a loyal freaking supporter of WCS. And, you know, I wish you all the best out there in that land of yours. You know what I'm saying? I got to move on, because, listen, anyone who resides wholeheartedly behind avatars and never show their face to debate can pretend, really, like they have the most knowledge in the world. But show your face. Then we can talk. Until then, the home keys are your friend. So continue to molest them in your dark space with the little light that's cracking in through the closet door. You know what I'm saying? Move away all the damn, microwavable freaking trays, empty trays that you have over there, and show your face. You know what I'm saying? So we can have a conversation. Until then, I'm not gonna waste my time with people pasting all this information as if it's fact. It's not. Conor Loca say, I'm trying to figure out L Dog in your list. You have Loma over TL. That's what I'm saying, man. This cat's delusional. And, and though to some people you're funny, it's not personal. But you say you didn't tune into my channel. So, I mean, how do you know what I say? And you might need to do your homework, because you cannot, one thing you can't come over here and say that I criticize non-black fighters. That's all I do. That's a lie. And when you're talking about you want to see Deontay Wilder and you was loving and enjoying what was going on in the ring, you're really confused at who you are as a person, because the person that you see in the mirror really destroys you waking up in the morning. That's, to be honest with you. I don't think you truly have confidence in who you are on a daily basis. And it only gets scarier when the night falls. Now you have to really shut down and go into REM sleep. REM sleep is not your friend, because you got all those damn memories that you have to go through there, L Dog. Anyway, I'm back to talking about people who are racist, because you was the one that was talking about, oh, I was enjoying myself seeing Deontay Wilder take that punishment. You're not a true sports enthusiast, a hardcore boxing fan, but I've given you enough time. Anyway, moving on, man. Keep it on boxing. Brown said Fury's a crackhead cheater. Yeah, he did indulge in controlled substance and all that. He has been accused of being a crackhead, dope fiend, and he is a cheat. Period. This mention Hergovic and versus Wilder all the time. Whenever he comes back, he'll come back, man. You keep hyping that dude up. I want to see him go in there too. I mean, I don't have anything against Hergovic. No, I want to see him fight a big name. Period. Boswell, look, they only one thing I would say, Wilder did give Fury a shot, and Fury should give Wilder his due. If the contract expires, then go through the process and say COVID is the cause of the breach. See, Boswell, see, this is what I'm talking about. You have some people that's level-headed, and their intellect allows them to be represented in the correct way. What you just said makes sense. But we all know boxing sometimes do not make sense. And when Deontay Wilder wanted the immediate rematch, Tyson Fury fled the scene. He didn't want an immediate rematch, so he wants to go out here and face Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin. And then he wants to go in there and play with one of my favorite wrestlers, Braun Strowman, one of the biggest dudes that you ever see. And he wants to jump off the top rope and play around with the McMahon family a little bit, make some more money, then turns back around and come in for a rematch, which he wins. So to caveat off Boswell said, it makes all the sense in the world. Why isn't Tyson Fury considering showing that love since he kept Deontay Wilder waiting? He kept Wilder waiting until he turned back around and come back around and get his shit together. He had to come up with a master plan. So why not return the favor? Am I missing the speed limit? Are tricycles supposed to be on the highway? What am I missing? Oh, boxing, just because Deontay Wilder did what he did, it's not really up to Fury to return the favor. Wilder was able to do that under his own goodwill. That doesn't mean Tyson Fury is forced or mandated to return the favor. Alkeen Wilder Shiraz again, 10-title defense against who? The same language. I mean, that's just like retreaded language. It's just like that toilet ring you see in a Quick Trip. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that toilet ring. You go into a community bathroom, you know the shit's dirty. You see the same shit all the time, so you just do enough to avoid it. Make sure you wash your hands and you leave. That's how I do your comments, because it's the same shit all the time. It's the same. The depth isn't there. The depth isn't there, man. When I was growing up, the leash was short. Now you can't even keep a dog tied to a tree. People calling the police. Karen's out there. Since it's the weekend, I just want to know is, do y'all have about 5 units? I see a Yorkie Terrier tied up to the tree back here. And I think the temperature, no, let me lick my freaking finger, put it up to, yeah, the temperature approximately is about 88, 89 degrees. But that Yorkie Terrier is so small, body temperature, she's probably burning up. Somebody hurry up and get over here now. Bring the fireman. We can talk about who's better than Wilder all day long, and then we can go over to the depth of the heavyweight division. The depth is not like you're basically sending that bucket down to the bottom of the well. The depth is terrible. Look at the depth. Did you not see what happened to Dillian White? Isn't he considered the depth? He was crushed. He was absolutely crushed after getting 2 knockdowns. He was crushed. He's part of the depth. Those guys you're talking about, where are they on the list? Are they making big money? Are they fighting the big names? Are they in there with Wilder, Joshua, Fury? Are they fighting Alexander Povetkin, Dillian White, Derek Chisora, Carlos Takam, Kubrat Pulev? The heavyweight division does not have that respectable depth. We have some up-and-comers, but we don't have a depth that's respectful for us to say, man, I just can't wait for this fight to happen. Like I said before, you can hype up the favorite fighters all you want, but who have they fought? Who are they about to fight? When can we see it? Is it on BoxRec? Is it scheduled? That's all I'm saying. Is it fucking scheduled? Because you can basically go in and out and drop this shit on the timeline, but is it scheduled? Herkovic, 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 Herkovic. We hear that shit over and over again. It doesn't matter how you adjust the volume. The name has very limited value, bro. So maybe you should basically, when you get back, grab the markers, grab the Crayola, make up some signs and go out to the local exit that's next to the mall, hold up the signs, and so more people can know who he is. So hopefully one of them possibly can be a miracle that you get a boxing promoter to drive through and say, you know what? I have a fighter for him. Yeah, I got a fighter for that guy. I appreciate your hard work and dedication, young man. Well, who is he? He's a guy with a record of 3 and 3, I think 3 and 87. So you're telling me he has 87 losses? Absolutely. I mean, I didn't, no one's heard of that guy, and you haven't heard of my guy. That'd be a perfect matchup, right? I mean, I never heard of the guy, but I see you holding a sign up. He must mean a lot to you. It must be near and dear to your heart. So guess what? I'm giving you a guy. 87 losses, you'll be just fine. You pick up another win, and you'll be straight. It's called a soft touch. Besides this one, this is going to be extra soft. Because with that 87 losses, hey, don't worry about it. You keep on fighting, it'll move itself down the queue. It'll move down the queue. Don't worry about it. Disappear. Man, get out of here with that. Man, come on, bro. Boswell say, L-Dog, I have done time twice and don't agree with a lot of shit peddles, rappers. I don't get down like that. But as far as judging the man, I can't do. Don't want to judge myself. I feel you. I feel you, bro. We all have imperfections. But one imperfection when it comes to this media shit is racism. And it comes from the weirdest type areas. And once again, I say it's okay. We have FOS. We definitely have FOS rights. But when it comes down to these fighters going in there, putting that shit all on the line from a strenuous fight camp, they go in there and they do it in spectacular fashion. And then you get people on here degrading the fighter, which they was giving all the plaudits to earlier. And all of a sudden he wasn't shit. He's old. He had close to 400 fights. Teofimo didn't do shit. Oh, well, Tank, he's undisciplined. He better make weight. Hey, that guy, Leo Santa Cruz, he's a tough dude, 4 division champion. I'm telling you. I even said myself that Leo Santa Cruz was fighting for a different cause, which I believe he was. But I also told you live after live, I say Gervonta Davis is a savage. I don't say that about every fighter. Gervonta Davis is a fucking savage. He is a dog. Now, of course, there's going to be some people that don't want to support Gervonta. One, because he might be a black fighter they don't support, because not that many black fighters in lightweight. Two, they don't agree with his outside the ring incidents that he's had. Okay. But when you're being judgmental, don't sit up here and act like you historian and be praising all these other fighters that had the same incidents. They have a lot of fighters that had incidents. Antonio Tarver. People always love to come on your channel and say, oh, you're discrediting non-black fighters. You obviously proven a point to yourself that you don't watch the channel enough. I really don't gather up the energy to just say, okay, my torchlit parade is going to be going all black. Fist in the air. Man, I'm from the South. I don't have shit to prove. When the protest was really going on, I went out there by myself to 3 protests and took pictures in the wickets of the protests. Look it up. Look at the video I made on YouTube. I took all the pictures myself, edited them motherfuckers, and put them out there. I don't want to hear shit about non-black fighters and all that. Man, I don't have shit to prove. I'm from the South. Do your research. Shout out to that statement, that Boswell. I feel you, man. People don't like boxing themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, you don't have to like boxing, but when you're claiming to be a boxing head, so to speak, someone that consistently tune into the sport or channels that you support, right? It's just it's full of banality, right? To say the same thing over again. You don't see the banality in it. You don't see it. You can't feel it. You don't start to get dry mouth from saying the same shit. No. Why? Because that's what you rehearse. That's what you put in your recall memory. And that's what you want to regurgitate. You look up the shit that appeases you, that interests you on your side of town, and you want to keep on mentioning their fighter's name. But if we're over here mentioning Wilder's name, because it's no option, we can support who we choose to, but we mention Wilder's name is a problem. No, it doesn't work that way, people. He said, what I'm saying is Fury was strong on drugs and lost in that world, but Wilder did give him a chance. But if Fury fights AJ, cool. Then Wilder and Fury rematch either way. I'm looking at it like this, man. Decisions are being made. Wilder has a team, and just like Fury. Decisions are being made. Wilder has a team just like Fury. If somehow, some way, with the attorneys and everything, man, come on now. We talking about Al Heyman on that side. That's why I care enough. You know what I'm saying? I care enough to care less. We have Al Heyman. You think Al Heyman don't have attorneys? If this is really truly a problem that he's not going to be able to honor that contract, I'm pretty sure they have a legal team to take care of it. If not, it's boxing politics that we don't know about, that we're not privy to from the outside looking in the window. That's point blank, period, y'all. You think Al Heyman doesn't have a legal team? He absolutely has people. Deontay Wilder has individuals. Man, come on. If this so-called contractual expiration has any validity to it, then guess what? It will come to the surface and it will be presented in a legal manner for adjudication. And who is culpable will be held accountable. Period. I care enough tonight. Sometimes it's time to turn up on certain issues and whatever. But I do want to say, L Dog, you've been over here for quite some time now. So, hey, listen, if you're over here, L Dog, make sure you hit that thumbs up. You need to make sure you hit the thumbs up, L Dog, and don't be an absolute complete hater. I'm mentioning your name. I'm giving you some shine. You know what? I'll give you one more. The MXBC. Shout out to the MXBC. Shout out to them. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to them because I believe that's what they supposed, that's where L Dog hangs out at. So I don't have no ill malice against them cats. Go over there and check them out. Check them out. I think did a good job last night. Leo was winning, in my opinion. I had Leo 3-2 before the KO. Tank was done. Everyone on Showbiz was saying it until Tank called him. Listen. You have individuals, like I said, will go against the grain because they don't have confidence. Look, they haven't been inside the doors. They haven't been to the gyms to see a fighter. They just want to go with what feels good to their fan base, to who's dropping super chats and shit. This is not strictly directed or projected at anyone in particular. I'm just saying you get a different perspective about a fighter if you actually see them fight in person more than once. If you actually see them do an open workout. Not going off betting odds. Not going off what Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith and everybody else, Teddy Atlas and all the other boxing aficionados that's supposed to be out here talking on that platform. Someone reading producer notes. What I'm saying, a lot of people like to go with the comfort zone. They feel that, they place a bet here and there. That's what it's about. I'm going with the betting odds. That's not how I play ball. I go with what I've known, what I've witnessed, my observation, assessment, style versus style, the ages. I factor in so many variables that making a fight prediction is difficult. I was all in on T.O. because I know he's that guy. Deontay Wilder's that guy. He has a one-quitter hitter. The power is the last thing to leave. People saying Deontay will not come back. He's done. He's mentally broken. Man, obviously, y'all don't wake up in the morning and y'all never been through a struggle. Because it's easy for you to sit behind the screen and act like your life has been perfect. But yet you take an individual that did not have an extensive amateur career, fast-tracked it, and still picked up a bronze. Then went on to turn professional and was able to reign. You know the accolades. And you don't think that's something that should be praised? When somebody fast-tracked their amateur career into a sport which they don't have the so-called suitable or acceptable frame to be competing in the heavyweight division. Everybody want to talk about, he looked like a basketball player. He got skinny legs. But okay, but you saying all that, but when the last time he went to jail, though? And when was he stripped of the title? When did he test positive for performance-enhancing drugs? When was he on the blog? When was he on the blog, y'all, for domestic abuse? When do you hear his daughter on social media complain about, dad ain't doing anything for me. He's just telling y'all a lie. When have you heard that story come out? Only thing I can say, if you up here disregarding that, but yet you want to idolize and praise individuals that have did much worse, you're pretty much a blackguard in life. Look up the word. You're pretty much a blackguard in life. That's who you wake up to. That's who you go to sleep with. A blackguard. You have accepted that. If the only thing that doesn't suit you right about these fighters like Gervonta, you're gonna look at outside the ring and them being on TV with a mugshot, then what the fuck you covering boxing for? Because boxing is a brutal freaking sport where you done seen people come down with pugilistica. You've seen people die in the ring. You've seen individuals can barely speak a word. And you still up here talking about their bums and you love to see them get hurt. They ain't shit, but yet you can't lace up a glove and go in here and go a good solid, I'm say good solid 6 rounds. Good solid 6. I'll do you even one better. Wrap your own fucking hands. I want to see y'all wrap your own fucking hands. I don't even think none of y'all just wrap your own hands before. But you get them fingertips though. You check the calluses on them fingertips. You check out the keyboard. You check out their phone screen. Them god damn, you can barely see the letters. It's muscle memory by now. Hey, shout out to you, Boswell, for pulling up. I appreciate you, bro. Matter of fact, man. Hey, Boswell. I gave you a wrench, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. Till next time, man. Thanks for your input, man. But that's what it is, man. I stand by it. And that's what it is. You have people who I consider to be racist in the sport, especially when they're selecting certain individuals to pick and choose in divisions that's favored. That's just being a fair weather fan of the sport of boxing. Just because you report on boxing, you saying your media? I'll tell you, man, put your catalog up against mine. Forget the numbers, because for me, I like going into the gyms. You know, you get the sweaty smell. You get to meet these fighters when they're in there getting it in and putting the sparring and putting the sacrifice and hard work in there. I spoke to a team member. Speak to a motherfucker on site. Stay in there for a whole amateur card, professional card. Stay there for the entire card. Stay there till after the card and get an interview with the fighters. Not in the luxury and the climate control of your own home all the time. Not just big top tier names. What about the grassroots amateurs? You got to have some respect if you so-called hardcore fight fan. You can't say, oh, well, he don't have this amount of views. Yeah, you're right. But you know, the knowledge wise and what I've experienced in the sport of boxing, I don't ever say I'm up here competing. When I roll, I do what I got to do. But turn the page, man. That shit ain't easy. You can't sit up here and complain about shit you saying you like and you love to do. Just get out here and do it. If I was just sitting and looking up information and being on a computer, cool. That's cool, man. That's easy work. Or going to a fight, looking for interviews, talking to fighters, talking to camps, learning more about what's going on with this particular fighter, you know, conversing with Colonel Loco about fighters that he know on the Hispanic side of the house, man. He ain't never told me something that I thought was bullshit. And that's absolutely 100. Hey, shout out to Rap Star. I'm going to use Rap Star's freaking narrative. Put some respect on his name. Put some respect on Kono's name. Shout out Pac-Man ATL in the building. Shout out to you, man. Team Bomb Squad in the building. I just had to get on here and talk about the racists, man. They sitting up here, just going in, out, in, out. They don't know what they wanted. They wanted the champ to come back and talk. They was crying. Oh, he's not just telling us anything. We need to hear his voice. Like when you was seeing his hands move, it wasn't enough. When he was in the media talking and giving you bomb squad, it wasn't enough. Now that shit is silent. You ain't hearing nothing. Now you want him to come to the mic. He comes to the mic and it ain't good enough. Y'all want to act like a grown man that steps over the top rope cannot make decisions to fire who you want to fire. But the main effort is to once again discredit what he was bringing to the surface. You asked for him to return. He returned. He said what he had to say. And that's what it is. It's not good enough. And like I always say, don't tell them nothing. Just come back when you come back and get it in how you get it in. Because they ain't going to appreciate it. They're not going to appreciate it, man. It's a hard knock life. What they say is a hard knock life out here. It's a hard knock life when it comes to boxing, too. When you win, people want you to just show all that love. They see you in person. Yeah, man, give me a bomb squad. Give me that bomb squad. Just give me that bomb squad. Now, bomb squad been silent for months. Please, just one. Just give me one bomb squad, please. I just miss it. I just want to feel the shock value of it. Please, just give me one bomb squad. I'm telling you, y'all are going to be craving. Who is the next United States heavyweight champion that's on deck? Who is going to dominate and reign like this? I just don't. Somebody please throw some names. We just can't have one. We need names. Who else is in the lineup? Who's in the squad? Who's in the motherfucking shoot in the queue to be the next Deontay Wilder? Who's going to defend their belt that many times? Who's going to reign for that many years? Are they going to, okay, if it's Jared Anderson, okay, he should have the structure that you all was looking for. All right. So I just can't wait to come down for him when he starts feeling all this damn fair weather, change of the motherfucking breeze type of damn criticism that comes. He has no idea. Jared Anderson has no idea. And I mess with Jared Anderson, man. He's cool. He ain't did shit to me. He's doing what he's supposed to do in the sport right now. He just got to win, keep on winning. But in order for him to even come close to being the next big star in the heavyweight division on this U.S. footprint, he has a long ways to go. So for all of you that was out here saying that, well, you didn't want Wilder around, now he ain't here. No more bomb squad, no more talking, all this. Deal with it. Gervonta Davis, give that man his love, respect. Give him his love and respect, man. I saw Gervonta Davis making changes in there, man. I seen the point where he allowed himself to be in front of Leo Santa Cruz to pull that data from him. He chose to stay that way. It was a lot of people are not going to say it's masterful because he took punishment. But if you go in there and you don't take any type of punishment, then you're going to say, oh, well, he was running. Floyd is his mentor, his one of his trainers and all that, right? So his whole motto was hit and not get hit, right? A lot of black fighters stick to that, like hit and not get hit. They want that Pernell Whitaker elusiveness. They want the craftiness and ring IQ of Bernard Hopkins. They want that Tyson Deontay power. That's what they want. But some of that shit you have to be blessed with. You have to be blessed with that shit, man. It's a cold, cold world out there in that ring. And when Gervonta was making those changes, I'm telling you, people, when Floyd stood up on the ring apron and was telling Gervonta, you saw changes happening. You saw Gervonta start to make changes, man. He chose to stay in front of Leo Santa Cruz. I gave Leo Santa Cruz the first 2 rounds from what I was looking at. He started to make those subtle changes that start affecting Leo Santa Cruz. And you can see the different expressions on his face. It may not look for much looking at it from TV, but Gervonta is freaking accurate. Now, once again, I will tell you this because I keep this shit as close as I can get it. Gervonta, in the process of thinking, he was a little bit outside the distance and he was missing some shots in the 3rd round. But he was still making the data changes. He was trying some new shit. And yeah, his punches was coming up short. He was still collecting data and then acting on it. He was applying it to the game plan. Y'all hold on for a minute. Yeah, we back. Rap say put some respect on World Combat Sport. Put some respect on Rapstar name because he told y'all. Put some respect on his name, man. So, man, it's just we had 3. I mean, we had the fights we've been waiting to close out 2020. But yet we're not getting a response from the media like we should on the way they look at it. They start off from the negative. Like by the time they get to the positive, shit doesn't even have the same freaking light. The halo is dim. It's like a low wattage bulb, man. They turn down the motherfucking light. The light shining bright as shit, and they start off from the dark. Oh, let's criticize, critique, devalue, minimize. And by the time you get to the positive aspect of it, they try to make it seem like, well, man, please, we already know Leo Santa Cruz is too old to be in there. They start coming up with these embryonic freaking results, like they still using dial-up connection. And I'm supposed to respect that shit? Like, why are you not valuing the aspect that they went through a hard-ass fight camp? They made weight, especially Gervonta. He was just in the A, missed the scales. He goes in there with the guy who's a 4th-division fucking champion, and you got people saying he didn't do anything because he came down to the weight class. So last time I checked, is it easier to gain weight or lose weight? You tell me, because I've cut weight before several times. I mean, you tell me, is it easier to gain or lose weight? Why are y'all making it seem like, oh, he's fighting at a heavy division, so he's going to drop down here, and fight? Do you think it's easier for somebody to drop weight across the board when it comes to boxing? It's not that fucking easy to just drop weight like that. What Gary Russell's trying to do is go up divisions. So that means he has to change his nutritional plan, his training, strength and conditioning, and all that shit, and try to, build up that weight enough to meet the weight limit at that division that he's choosing to contend with. But it's not easy to just say, well, Tank, who you always criticizing for having a lack of discipline in between fights, he's dropping down. I'm telling you, Leo Santa Cruz, he's throwing 1,000 punches. That's what they were saying. Leo Santa Cruz, 1,000 punches. So we've seen some boxing media get it wrong just because they want to play it safe and play on the comfort side with Lomachenko, and they got it wrong with Leo Santa Cruz. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm batting 100 because predictability is that you're trying to predict or prognosticate an outcome which you really don't have control of. Anything can possibly happen. That's the whole point of it. But y'all got it wrong with Lomachenko. Got motherfuckers out here talking about it was a draw. It wasn't no motherfucking draw. Put the pipe down and back away from the table. Put it down. Stop fucking with all the spoons you see in the house. Leave that shit. Clean yourself up. Put all them freaking beer bottles away. The fuck wrong with you? The fight was no damn draw. Lomachenko, if he got injured, it was because his ego that was sitting on top of his shoulders, a Teofimo Lopez punches inside the ring, something. Now we got another fight coming up on the 7th. Devin Haney going there against Gamboa. Now what's going to be the narrative? Well, you know, we're trying to raise them up. We just want to, you know, make sure we... No, give him the same freaking energy. The fact that y'all was giving Gervonta for, going 12 rounds. What happened now? He go in there and clean out Leo Santa Cruz in 6 rounds, who perfectly healthy. But yeah, y'all was talking about Gamboa went to the 12th round with him. Keep that same energy. Show that same critiquable love when you're up here putting all those bullet points together when we're watching Gamboa versus Haney coming up this weekend. Keep the same vibes. Keep it. I want to see another good fight. We have all these solid fights coming up, but yet we got all this damn criticism online. What are we doing? Are we media? Or are we just a damn blog? Are you just here to go against? Okay, well, they expected me to talk good about it, but no, I'm gonna talk about all the shit they did wrong. So do you know that if you are speaking negative and you're becoming freaking predictable, it has to be strictly for the narrative, strictly for the support of the channel, strictly for the likes and the super chats and everything else. Because I can't see how y'all dogging out 2 great matches with Lomachenko and Lopez, and then Gervonta and Leo Santa Cruz. And look, if you ask me, the fight with Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz radiated more energy during the fight than seeing Lomachenko give away the first 6 rounds. I will have to say, if you feel that what's going on, salute to you. I would say if you feel that they're excuses, man, that's like adult stuff. Like drop them some in the IG, man. I don't feel there's excuses. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel they are excuses, man. But you know, people just say it's an excuse. But yet Lomachenko taking a picture in the bed with some motherfucking incisions in his arm, looking like a hurt puppy straight out the motherfucking rescue. People ain't saying shit about that. Oh, look at Lomachenko. He put up such a valiant effort. Oh my God. I wish him all the best and hope he returns sometime soon. Oh my dear Lomachenko, we're gonna miss you at the top 2 pound for pound. But don't you worry there, Lomachenko. You still got hey, you still have some type of freaking Wall Street in it. Because they didn't take you completely off the pound for pound, even though most of the individuals that are on the pound for pound have some type of championship belt, but not you, Lomachenko. It just goes to show you how they goddamn benefit by flooding you with all this favoritism, biasness, keeping this man on the pound for pound list. What belt does he have besides a Docker? The one that goes in his Docker khakis? Which belt does he have? Is it Gucci? What belt does Lomachenko have? Is it Gucci? Which one? Levi? A PBR special? Timber Sports? Skateboard United? What belt does Lomachenko hold to be on the pound for pound list at number 7? Who? Oh, y'all gonna keep him up there till he pick up another belt. I get it. I get it. I get it. Y'all gonna keep him up there through. Oh, okay. I can see it now. Let me put this in the motherfucking glass, right? Let me put it on the front side of the lens. Y'all gonna probably put him in there with next Rolly Romero. You gonna give him Rolly? You gonna give him Rolly? I mean, what we looking at? Just work with me. What we looking at? Y'all gonna keep him up there on the pound for pound list and reign until he gets another freaking secondary belt, because he's not fighting Tio anytime soon. And then, that's the big question of the day. Who is Teofimo Lopez going to fight next? That's the biggest question of it all. Who's going to hold the value of PPV? Because the zone don't have PPV structure. But right now, being that these fights are taking place like they did this weekend, and then you have Aerosmith coming up next year, 2021, if we're not in a shutdown again, I don't think they're gonna, I think certain parts of the world is gonna be shut down. But I think on the grand scale of business-wise and the shakers and movers that's dealing with boxing and everything, there's going to be some agreements. There's going to be some brushing of the elbows behind the scenes to kind of keep these combat sports, even with Dana White. Don't sleep on Dana now. Dana is making moves. He's been making moves, and he just don't care. Dana don't care about no damn COVID. He's going to make some fight cards pop. We've seen it already. So who's going to be the value to step in there at this lightweight for the PPV the most? Devin Haney or potentially Gervonta? Floyd said he wanted to see him get one more fight before he even considers it. But after last night, I think it'll be a good fight for the fans. But it's ultimately up to the teams. We can sit up here and talk, but I don't want to hear no extreme biasness on who think they deserve to fight. Boxing is a business. It's all about the money at the end of the day. And it's all about building your legacy. But for these fighters, they finding out that in this lifetime, motherfuckers really don't care all what you did. They just want to find a way to put a canopy over it, whether it's a shoebox, an old trash can lid, any way to darken your motherfucking shine. That's what they're looking at. And that's when it becomes painful, man. You expect the motherfuckers to give props to good boxing, and they acting like they looking for some type of other hybrid type of boxer. The motherfuckers is in the lab, science experiments. They want to see some shit we ain't never seen exist. And you're trying to say, okay, we're going to bring you the ultimate fighter out here. They're record 0-0, but they're a hybrid of many gene pools that we've been basically developing in the lab for quite some time now. We're ready to test them out. And of course, they're clean because their system don't operate like the average human being. We have went and exhumed some of the bodies of the greats, and we have put DNA together, and we have basically created a hybrid fighter. And we're going to attempt to mass produce them, but we're going to see how they work out in their first 5 professional fights. Are they going to be a Reggie Strickland, or, some of the fighters that we adore today with an undefeated record? And I said drug-free, so of course it won't be anything dealing with Tyson Fury. Loaded gloves, spiked water, Breland being a double agent. And then his head, Loma never made any excuses like this. Absolutely he did, Shelton. Absolutely. Lomachenko was making all the excuses. My friend, take the picture. Make some incisions in my shoulder. Take the picture. Put some stitches. I need for my fans to feel sorry. Lomachenko didn't give a rematch, bro. So that's his ego that injured his shoulder. His motherfucking head was so big, he thought Tio was going to be an easy go. He thought he was going to go in there and have an easy time with Teofimo Lopez. It didn't happen. I don't want to hear about injuries after you lost your titles, because from the 8th through the 11th round, man, Lomachenko was full speed ahead. Like, I was like, shit, he's coming on strong. This is a master performance if he's able to pull this shit off on the back end of the fight. But nope, Lomachenko bit down on his mouthpiece, man. He finished strong. He didn't allow Lomachenko to dictate the entire momentum in the final round. He didn't allow him to seize control of the fight and land a consistent amount of combinations to gain favor in the eye of the judges. Teofimo did everything he needed to do to win that fight, legitimately win that fight. But for Lomachenko to go to the damn urgent care and seek out nurses, please, I'm Vasily Lomachenko, former lightweight unified champion. I'm in so much pain. Please hurry up. I don't have much time because the media is waiting outside in the parking lot. Please put some incisions in my shoulder. Give me a light scope. Get scar tissue out and put some stitches in there. Take a picture so I can look like a sad little boy, and then I can post it to social media, and hopefully I can get more followers. And I go on down to 130 and fight somebody else. That's Lomachenko, man. He's making excuses. He was looking good in that of me. I mean, Lomachenko was in the holiday spirit, wasn't he, y'all? He was just giving away rounds. Here you go. Here you go. Yes, thank you. Happy holidays. Here you go. Yeah, four. Yeah, I'm in the giving spirit. Yeah, four. Don't worry about that. We got more to come. 5th round. Yeah, give that. Happy holiday. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Okay. Happy championship bout. Yeah, happy. I'm my philanthropy work, everything. I'm all about giving. I'm giving the TO right now, but he's much harder than I thought. So I think I'm gonna try to come on later rounds and let everybody know why they call me the Matrix. Nope. The Matrix wasn't operational. The server was running on backup. And any UIT guys know what I'm talking about. It's only so much you're going to get from a backup server. And that shit went out and it was inoperable. And freaking Lomachenko lost his motherfucking titles. Moving on. I got to give a shout out to my boy, Regis Prograis, Rugaru. I wouldn't call him my boy, but shout out to Regis because he went in there and he put on a show too. Not too many people talking about it because it was kind of overshadowed by Gervonta. But goddamn it was a very entertaining fight there, Rugaru. He gave that kid the business. I mean, hey, man, he looked good in there, man. I ain't gonna lie. Regis looked good in there, dog. He came to the ring. That's the first time I seen him walk to the ring with his mask on. I was like, okay, that's what's up. I put the video out there. I said, all right, cool, man. Regis was walking like he was ready, dog. Like he went in there and did the damn thing. What's the criticism for Regis? Y'all don't have familiarization with both of the fighters, so you can't criticize them like y'all doing Javante. That's fucked up, y'all. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. Yeah, the backup server, man. You know that's not the one you depend on. You can't get all your information. You need the primary. When the primary crashes and you go to backup, you in trouble. You in trouble. It don't matter how many IP configs you jump on. No. You need to hurry up and get that primary back online. That's real talk. Pac-Man say, at the end of the day, a big lawsuit coming, period. That's what's up. Fury won't even get a lawyer to say defamation of character because he can't, because he knows. I'm going to read that again. Fury won't even get a lawyer. And this has been talked about. I've heard this already. You know, all the accusations is out there. And this ain't the first time just because Wilder said it. People need to understand this has been out here. I know for a fact, you know, Pac-Man told me this long time ago in the year, early in the year. And the shit is still floating around on the surface until he actually came out and spoke on it. So why isn't Tyson Fury giving us a 411 like he was doing before? Like he want to say that him and Anthony Joshua made a 2-fight deal or not. Why he isn't up here talking about defamation of character? If he's being accused of being a cheater, causing freaking harm, using foreign objects, allegedly, then why isn't he filing suit for defamation of character? Didn't Alexander Povetkin do that? It's legal parameters is out there. If it's something that he feels that's unjust, then take legal action. That's all you have to do. Don't sit up here and play, well, I'm trying to hurry up and get to this Anthony Joshua unification bout. I'm trying to make some more money so I can cash out and leave the sport. But first, I got to go ahead and fight Anthony Joshua in the UK. I got to get my UK license back. Now that I'm good to go, so they, won't do an investigation. We all know how the UK investigation goes. The BBBOC. We already know how that's going to go down, people. We already know. Don't play. We know how that's going to go down. SB90 in the building. What's good? Wilder got to take legal actions if it's not excuses. Exactly. He got to take legal actions, man. And like I said before, it's not like the man don't have a legal team. It's not like Al Haymon's never been. Man, come on, man. Something is gonna happen sooner or later. So my whole point is the racism comes from people still hating the fact that you was calling for Wilder, but yet you still want to hate on the man for whatever reason. He don't have the title no more. You still hating and saying he got excuses. He's mentally weak. How's a man mentally weak that has 42 victories, 41 knockouts, and 1 draw? How is he mentally weak? How does he have one of the highest highlight reels out there when it comes to knockouts, man? Oh, the narrative. He has a right hand. So if he's limited to just a single atom bomb, why is enough competition out there to step up and stop it? Isn't that what it's all about? To dismantle? If you have a structure that is limited, isn't it easier for you to go in there and come up with an offensive game plan to dismantle it? Why hasn't he been dismantled before? I'm interested to see what's going on in the future. Real talk. I'm interested to see what's popping, man. You know what I'm saying? What's going to come of this? If the fight is going to be off, I'm very curious to know, what's going to happen next with Tyson Fury. What's going to happen next with the heavyweight division? How are they gonna, kind of move this around? How's it gonna be moving around when we got a contractor out there? The contract expiration. Like, I never known a contract to have a 7-month expiration to it. And then to hear Bob Aaron get on here and say, Bob Aaron say, it doesn't matter if it was a pandemic. The time still moves forward. So it doesn't matter if it's a pandemic and the gyms are shut down. You still got to meet the requirements. It's contractually binding. He said, I'm sure they will, WCS, for slandering. Hey, we'll see. Yeah, rap stars say every action has a reaction. Y'all know that. Yeah, I agree, man. Every action has a reaction. Real talk. So we'll see how they do it on this side, because this is a big deal. This is a real big deal. This situation. It's huge. It's huge. But I can't sit up here and tell you what's going to happen. I don't know. I just hope the best comes out. I hope everything that's supposed to happen in the right way, potentially in 2021, presents us with the fight that we want to see. If it's still there to have. That's a big if. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to be there to have, because it seems like, people want to fill their pockets, and they're going to try to come up here and make that fight. They're going to try everything possible to make that undisputed. There's going to be a lot of money in that. So we have to see how that play out. I know 78 Sports did the interview today. Y'all go check it out, man. Y'all can't be up here and be mad. Y'all can't continue to be racist yourselves and criticize boxers when you have to choose from two of your own kind. Let me see. No, I'm going with Errol. It shouldn't be that way. Gervonta's been in the streets too much. I'm going with Leo Santa Cruz, a safe bet. Oh, shit, he got knocked out. God damn, didn't see that coming. What a lucky punch. Can you believe they were saying that Gervonta got a lucky punch? I heard some people talking that Gervonta landed a look. If you look at the replay, we're talking about someone that has pretty decent vision, absent of cataracts and glaucoma, right? You look at the motherfucking replay. You trying to say that was a lucky punch? Did lucky just come out your motherfucking lips? Lucky. Did you see how he slipped the right? Oh my God. After he was there playing, he was there pulling that shit. He was setting a trap for Leo Santa Cruz. Did you see the lack of space that he afforded himself to slip that right hand and then shoot that left uppercut? Oh my God. Y'all don't understand when the sound of Leo Santa Cruz body hitting the floor and those of his Mexican fan base that was there in the arena, the sound that they made when Leo Santa Cruz hit the canvas was almost like a eulogy. That's the part they didn't show you. And a fight broke out over there. That's the part they didn't show you. It was temporary chaos for a minute. I'm not bullshitting you. It was temporary chaos for a minute. Leo Santa Cruz hit the deck hard, man. He wasn't moving. I thought it was Maxim Dadashev, man. Patrick Day, man. I thought Leo Santa Cruz, man. I just think he wasn't going to get up. He wasn't moving around. It was almost like Codrington being knocked out. That dude was laying over the ropes with his wife there on the apron, man. The only thing that Santa Cruz, the reason why he didn't go out the ropes is because his head went up against the corner of the ring buckle that allowed him to stop that momentum. If he would have been a little ways from that ring, he would have came out. He would have fell over there where his father was on that scooter. I'm telling you, that knockout was brutal, man. That shit was absolutely brutal. Unfreaking believable. But yeah, y'all. I was kind of speaking earlier on this pound for pound list how Canelo is still number one, right? And then after Nui, knocked out Jason Maloney. I mean, they acting like this a big deal, like Jason Maloney was this great fighter. And you got Terrence Crawford still at number three. Alexander Usyk. All these guys have shifted up a spot since Lomachenko has been moved to number 7, where Gennady Golovkin used to be. But they did themselves a service to say, okay, Gennady, we can't shift you up a spot. We're gonna move you down to 8. I mean, not 9. We're gonna move you down to 9 because guess who's missing off this list? Those of you that follow the sport of boxing, Manny Pacquiao. Now they got Arthur Beterbiev. Arthur Beterbiev is sitting at number 10. 15-0, 15 knockouts. Somewhat similar record to Edgar Berlanga. Different divisions. But Triple G somehow, some way, it sits at number 9 when he used to be number 7. Now they got Facility holding down that spot. And they use placeholder 1 Francisco Estrada. They refuse to kick this dude off the list. They refuse. So now Teofimo Lopez sits at number 6. Errol Spence at number 5. Before Errol Spence was at number 6. Alexander Usyk was number 5. So they shifted up the top, damn near, the mid. They shifted up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Adjusted. But what we do know, right, is this. When we're talking about racism, right? The people that talk about boxing, you have more racist individuals talking about the sport of boxing than compete in it, right? What is one of the criteria to be on the pound for pound list? Is that you might have a championship belt, right? If that was the case, there'll be a lot more people on the pound for pound list with no belt, right? Y'all just give me 2 off the ring pound for pound list. I know some people just don't put too much merit into it, but give me your astute findings. Just give me a couple of fighters on here that doesn't fit the criteria if having a championship is one of them. Just give me 2. Y'all smart. Just give me 2, man. That's all I need, 2. Just give me 2 zigzags. That's it. Give me 2 names and explain to me why they're on the list. Why are these 2 individuals on the ring? I'm done talking about this for the day. Why are they on the list? Pound for pound should be your style can beat other styles in any way. Yeah, if it's going to be styles versus styles, then the style that they're competing with must also have merit and stock to their freaking name in the sport of boxing. Their resume should reciprocate that also. It should be have some their appraisal should be on point with that particular fighter, because I'm not getting how, once again, certain people want to give praise for individuals stepping in here against fighters that themselves are not considered to be above average, just above average fighters. But yet, just because the fighter who defeated them, y'all like him, y'all say, oh man, he did a damn thing, man, he went in there and finished the fight the way it's supposed to. But then you get 2 fighters that stepped in there this past weekend, both of them are credible. It's just Leo Santa Cruz has 2 more divisions above Gervonta, and he was a much more experienced fighter. But he's never been stopped before until this weekend. And you're going to sit up here and give Mikey Garcia credit for going up there and losing against Errol Spence? You're gonna give him credit for going in there against Jesse Vargas? You're gonna give credit? That's what you're gonna do. You're just gonna give credit to whoever fits the analogy, because y'all want Mikey Garcia to get that fifth division. And that's the same thing Leo Santa Cruz was trying to do. He was trying to get a fifth division. He was trying to get that lightweight title. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted his fifth division. I don't blame Leo Santa Cruz for winning that fifth division, man. Why not? Why not? That's another accolade that you've earned, man, to your legacy. Unfortunately, this is a sport of boxing. Styles make fights. And in that fight this past weekend, adjustments had to be made. Like I said, adjustments had to be made, and they were. Adjustments was made. Tank cardio looked damn like, listen, one thing I was saying to myself watching, I said, Tank, you need to close your mouth before your jaw get broken. And he was getting hit. Leo Santa Cruz was tatting him up, touching him just a little bit, but not. Look, when Tank started to move and pivot out, shit got real. Everything changes. When he stopped standing right in front of Leo Santa Cruz and allowed him to return and use up all that energy, when Tank switched up the flow and he started dictating the momentum, he wasn't boxing off the back foot anymore. He started walking Leo Santa Cruz down. It was a different fight. It was a different fight, people. It was absolutely a different fight. You saw the demeanor in Leo Santa Cruz saying, God damn. He kept a poker face, but inside he was like, shit. And then you saw Gervonta keeping his distance a lot better. He was trying to get a reaction. That's why sometimes you've seen him pull them punches, because he was trying to get that reaction out of Leo. He had something waiting on him. And yes, he was going deep down and throwing those uppercuts. Some he missed, but a lot of them he landed. And that last one, oh my God. Someone call 911. Someone call 911. Seriously, man. I'm not even making light of it. I'm just saying it was brutal. It was brutal. Look at Tank's expression when he knocked him out. Tank didn't throw that punch like he knew he could knock Leo out. He didn't throw that punch. He never had it within him to with a little bit of apprehensiveness to say, you know what? I'm gonna try this again, man. I just don't know. I'm really second guessing my. No, Baltimore, stand the fuck up. This is gonna be the hitter. I'm sending it home. And boy, did he dig. Bow. Bow. I mean, the room temperature changed because he was in his backyard, and shit got a little different. And I can understand why they felt some concern, because like I said, Leo, he wasn't moving. He was not moving. He was just, man, he wasn't moving, dog. He was froze, dog. Like, it could have been all bad, man. I ain't gonna lie. It could have been all bad, dog. You can do me a favor, man. I'm gonna be posting the last of the sparring sessions from Cincinnati. Check them out on YouTube, and I'm gonna be posting them out on my website. I don't talk too much about it because it gets this amount of traffic the way it is. But worldcombatsports.com, it is out there. It's official, and I do have content out there. Well, I'm still in the process of basically, editing what I've got. I still have some interviews to put up from this weekend, And y'all have to understand, it was COVID. It was the pandemic. So it's still in the process of blooming. You know, the process is still blooming to have access to certain fighters that's on deck, because most of the teams, the big names, is in the bubble and they cannot come out that bubble the entire week. It's crazy. So when you have people coming there to see these fighters, even sometimes they come in, they check in and go upstairs, and you don't really see them lingering down in the freaking lobby like it was before the pandemic hit. Like you in NYC, everybody everywhere. You know what I'm saying? MGM, man, everybody's everywhere. But with this pandemic, people be checking in and having room service, and they be standing up there chilling, man. So I picked up interviews I was able to pick up, man. Y'all peep them out, show support, field work, recon, and you know what it is, man. Y'all be sure to tune in to the upcoming fights. I know y'all don't deal with this, but it's a jiu-jitsu tournament coming up too. That's a big deal. They got a Naga jiu-jitsu tournament coming up. I went to the last one. I'll probably be at this one, especially the ones down here, but that's for the ones who actually, support BJJ. It's a amazing sport to watch. But anyway, appreciate everybody for stopping through, man. You know what it is. Salute. Continue to support, turn up, and tune in to World Combat Sports.